Hello and welcome to another Demon 212 Wii Ware review. Today I'm going to be taking a look at Adventure Island The Beginning, which if you've never played it before, it's basically a platformer. So at the start there's basically main game, mini game, records which you can put your high scores online and then view the credits. I'm going to go into the main game for now. It has got a co-op mode, but you have to beat the game, and to be fair the co-op mode is actually very naff. And to be fair, it's not so much as beating the game as you have to buy the item that does it, because again I'll have to show it off, so I'll wait until then. But basically it's a platformer, and I actually quite like this one considering I don't really like the Adventure Islands, simply because this one's been done more Mario-ish. It's basically, you've got, well, for example, the world map instead of just constantly going forward, and I quite like the world map. There's also just a load of new things to it, which to be fair aren't so much Mario-ish, but for example you can get the weapons that you could get before, but this time you can upgrade them, so you can upgrade the spear into a penetrating spear, you can buy fireballs, you can buy bombs, you can upgrade the axes, you can just like do all sorts of things. Unfortunately though, you can also upgrade the boomerang, and you can't downgrade it, because I think the boomerang, when it's most powerful, that there is terrible, because it loses its rate of fire because you can only do it once because it throws three. I'd much rather have it so you could still throw them like, well, like hell, but only in a straight line, because I do find that the boomerang gets me killed now more than any other weapon, so I really wish I could downgrade it. But the whole point is though, in case you never played Adventure Island, you go left to right, you've got your vitality bar in the top left corner, which is why you have to keep collecting fruit, because if you just stand still, you will eventually die. So you always have to be on the move basically, and some fruit give you more, like you can get like milk and that, which just fills it up all the way, and then you can also get aubergines, which actually kill you. You can get this cool skateboard power, which you can see here, and it's just basically a left to right game for the most part, and every now and then you get a boss, which I'll just show one off now. Right, there's a few things to say to be fair before I go to the boss. Basically, the boss has always come on the 4th level of each world, and there's only 4 worlds, so there's only 16 levels, but then you can unlock boss rush mode, which is what I'm on here, because you can't replay the bosses in any other way, and before you fight the boss, you do get a choice of your weapons, so just collect the axes there, because I don't think the fireballs are that great for the boss. And the other thing you might have noticed is Bomberman's up there. That's basically the co-op mode. Bomberman gets to drop bombs. You have a friend, brother, sister, whatever, you can just have them drop bombs. And to be fair, for the boss rush mode, they don't really do anything. But they're just basically there to drop bombs, they'll blow up enemies, but they can blow up you as well, so you have to be careful with that. And that's basically the co-op mode, and you have to spend 12 golden melons on that, and it's a complete waste of time, and, well, not so much money, but golden melons. Because the melons, there's 100 in the game, there's 92 that can be collected throughout the main game, and then there's 8 which can be collected on the mini games, 2 per mini game, and you basically use them to buy all sorts of power-ups. So as I say, like the weapon power-ups, you can buy that Bomberman thing, you can buy the ability to double jump, you can buy the ability to kind of like glide by bashing the button, and it's one of the things that I actually really like about the game, the shop, because it again adds more depth. However, some people say it makes the game too easy, but you've got to realise that getting the melons isn't exactly easy, so you've still got to do the hard part in order to get the like power-ups that are going to upgrade you. There's also a load of feats in the game, 16 feats to be fair, and they're kind of like achievements. The whole point is it's like defeating one of every enemy type, or flying for 10 seconds, like being in the air for 10 seconds, just stuff like that. So it's the type of thing that'll help the lifespan out, and in beating those, in doing those, you can basically unlock new cap and skirt colours and just costumes, stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. But anyway, onto the mini games and also some of the music. I'll just shut up and let you listen to the music throughout the 4 of them, and then sign off really. So there we go then, that was a bit of the music, and this is the final mini game, which I'm speaking now because I'm going to probably have to explain this one. It's basically a button bashing game, and the whole point is that you have to bash the button as fast as you can and get like as many as you can in the 10 seconds, and it's actually quite evil because you have to be able to get 160 shots overall, because it's a 16 shot challenge. It's one of the feats, and it means that in every second you've got to manage to push the ear button 16 times, and it's quite evil, to be fair. And those are the mini games so that you get the melons on as well, and to be fair, the rapid fire one you don't need to get 16 in order to get it, which is good. But those are basically the mini games. They're kind of fun for a little bit, but I personally really wish there was just more of the main game, because that's the only disappointing side to it really, the fact that it's 16 levels and 4 bosses, so not much there at all. The other disappointing things though, as you might have noticed, the screen is not in widescreen. There's no widescreen whatsoever. It's a bloody right royal pain. It's terrible to look at, and it takes ages to get used to because you've just got those like 4-inch black bars on the side of the screen. And the other problem are the controls. Now, the controls aren't exactly all that responsive. There'll be a lot of time that you'll be jumping and you just won't jump. You'll push the button, you won't double jump, you won't jump at all. There's one section on one level where I physically cannot jump. I'll run down the hill and it just won't let me jump whatsoever. So there are definitely bugs with the jumping, and every now and then with the firing button as well. And in the minigame, there's a few bugs with just things like invisible walls, like on the skateboarding one. You'll just hit something all of a sudden, even though there's nothing there. But other than that though, it is actually a fun game, and it's the type of thing that I'd like to see a much, much, much bigger sequel someday. So there we go then, that's been the review. I hope you've enjoyed it, or at least found it helpful. You might have noticed I didn't score the game. Well, that's because it's a matter of personal opinion, and yours may very well differ from my own. I'm just here to show you a bit about the game. If you like it or not, well, that's up to you. If you don't like it, or you do like it, feel free to comment. Also, if I haven't answered any of your questions that you may have had, I might have forgot something, or it might just be something obscure. Again, feel free to comment, ask, always willing to help out. Otherwise, if you don't like commenting on YouTube, head over to www.vc-forums.com, where you can chat with me and a bunch of other lads who love the VC, the Wii Ware, and hell, even a lot of other systems. We cater to pretty much everything. You can just go there, have a chat about a game, ask about some games, etc. So until next time, this has been Demon212, signing off.